Much a tri-state turkey night tradition is shopping trip strategy sessions and late night leftovers. But the 31st incarnation of the Quincy High Thanksgiving Tournament is special even against the backdrop of its own storied and sometimes spicy history. Who can forget Sonny Cox or the Lauren Woods one-fingered salute, and of course last year the chasing of the Blue Devil by those wacky Chicago Crane kids. Nope, this year it was all about the purest practitioners of the religion, the four winningest schools in the history of high school basketball. And for Quincy High, fourth on the all-time victories list, night one of the season meant a date with arguably the strongest team in the field, Bob Bones' Collinsville K-Hawks. Now tonight, Collinsville comes into this tournament with 1,835 wins. Quincy High School, a pretty fair tradition in its own right, 1,705, third and fourth all-time respectively on that list. And of course, Quincy High has all the pageantry you could want, and maybe the best pregame ceremony anywhere in the country for high school athletics. The Quincy High Blue Devils, our first look, as we heard preseason, smallish but quick. That was the mantra going in. And early on, we saw perimeter power as Marcus Metzger gets the first bucket of the season at the 7:21 mark of the first quarter via the three. In fact, the Devils' first two field goals of the season were threes as Bryce Bushmeyer lights up as well. And the long-distance dialing would continue throughout the first quarter as Marcus Metzger again ties things up at 12 at this point in the waning minutes of the first quarter. The K-Hawks fighting back with firepower of their own. This guy, Troy Lindbeck, from the outside, bang, Collinsville would be up 15-14 after one. And we'll talk more about Mr. Lindbeck right now. The second quarter, a disastrous one as Lindbeck, the St. Louis U High transfer, completes the 4-point play. And Troy was just getting lit up at this point. A little bit later, Lindbeck, correct me if I'm wrong, this kid has some shooting touch from the outside. Another three. Oh, maybe he can't shoot from the right wing. Wrong. Lindbeck seemingly everywhere and seemingly a fire at this point as the K-Hawks were building a double-digit lead. Lauren Wallace not happy. He had reason to get a lot more unhappy quickly. You got to be kidding me. Check out Lindbeck coming up somehow with a loose ball and then shooting from Kellen for netty range, a couple of steps behind the arc. Lighting threes all over the place. 5 second quarter threes, 21 points in the first half for Lindbeck and a 13-point K-Hawk lead. And things just kept getting worse, even when Lindbeck would miss, and that was rare. At the other end, how about this guy, Vernell Coates, going to Central Florida on a full-ride scholarship, Division I, with a block from Marcus Metzger. Disastrous second quarter for Quincy High. How about the comeback starts right here? A little hustle from Kyle Bruns would get things started. Bruns on the floor, scrapping, trading hands, throwing the elbows a little bit, and everybody seemed to get fired up from that point on. How about Bryce Bushmeyer to Marcus Metzger again, this time right there in Vernell Coates' grill. And he lets him know about it a little bit. A three-point play, Marcus Metzger back on his game. Quincy High back into this ballgame as Aaron Douglas with a nice bucket right there. 39-33, that 13-point lead shaved down to 6. Second half, well, Mr. Lindbeck gets back into the action with yet another three. My goodness, the kid was just a fire tonight. Quincy High tried to answer back in this one. The Devils on the run, and that's Bryce Bushmeyer at the other end with the lay-in. The Devils cutting that lead. It was 6 at the half, down to as few as 3 right here. It's a 48-45 lead for the K-Hawks with 3:20 left in the third quarter. Here comes Quincy High, trying to do some work behind Marcus Metzger. Nope, but there's Kyle Bruns trying to keep it close. He does so. But I just tell you what, just too much of Troy Lindbeck. That's his 37th point of the night on the long three. I counted him with 9 threes. Rado had him with 8. At this point, 40 points, flirting with the all-time tournament record set by DeJuan Thurman in 1993-46. He only ended up with 44, but his team, the K-Hawks, ended up with a win tonight over the Blue Devils. 77-61 is your final. First round game for Quincy High Blue Devils to start out their season. How's this for a tournament undercard?